Hey guys, I'm here. We are back for episode 11 of season 8 of The Flash. The last episode ended with quite the cliffhanger, kind of making us and leading us to believe that this thing may be Ronnie. Now, it played his theme music. Caitlin's hearing his voice. We've seen him this thing do this similar kind of shtick with Chester by appearing as his father. So I'm not ready to jump wholly on board that it's Ronnie himself. So we'll just have to wait and see where this grows, how this blossoms into something further. So I'm interested to see where it picks up and what direction we go with it. Though this time I will give it some credence because they used Ronnie's theme music. We heard his voice, but unlike what happened with Chester, who we could see his father, it appeared as his father. Here, we just see the skull. Katie just sees the flaming skull. So it's a different scenario, similar things happening, so it could go either way. Now, we did get some news here today that I did want to share with you guys regarding the show itself. There are talks being reported that, about them doing an abbreviated final season. Now, this has not been confirmed by any stretch of the imagination, not yet. It merely just being reported that it's in talks. We know season 9 has been confirmed. So we also don't know if these talks are happening, of course, whether or not that applies to what season 9 would be. As far as the abbreviated season, would that be season 9? Or would the season following season 9 be this abbreviated season? I don't know. With the cast themselves seeming to be a little fatigued on the show itself, and Grant having already signed on, a lot of the other people seem to be kind of lagging behind, and we know that Joe going into next season won't be a regular. He will still make appearances, but he will not be a series regular. So some people are downgrading. So, but of course he's taken a lead role on another show that's going to be starting here soon. So I'm happy for him, man. I love Jesse Martin, so I'm excited to see him go off and kind of lead a series. I think that'll be really cool, and maybe I'll check it out for him. But yeah, man. Who knows? Who knows? There's a lot of things here that could be a major factor. I don't think it's viewership because the show, even season 7 was in the top 10 most pirated TV shows in the world. So people are still watching, regardless of whatever the live viewership numbers say about the live viewing from the earlier episodes in this season so far. So I don't think that's the case. There are some other things that it could be. Could be the actors themselves. We've seen that come into play, like with Supergirl, with Arrow, them just kind of deciding to maybe we should kind of bow out. It could simply be because of the potential sale of the CW. Could be with the Discovery Warner Brothers merger. Lots of factors. If that's the case, though, it definitely begs to question all the other DC content that is being produced here. Namely, the one I would be really concerned about at this point would be Superman and Lois. But yeah, I'm excited to see where they go from here. I don't want to see this show fizzle out. I know there's a lot of people be like hooping and hollering once the show goes down, but I don't want to see it go, man. But as long as it goes out on its own terms, I'll take it, man. I just want to see this through to the end. I was hoping that maybe with the success of Superman and Lois, the praise both from the audience and the critical reception, that maybe it could bolster some of the other shows, and maybe we could see the Flash rise above that bar and kind of take the charge alongside Superman and Lois. But maybe that's not going to be the case. We'll see. But guys, we're going to go ahead and jump into things. So if you're part of the 62%, we have reduced that number. So thank you guys for subscribing. If you're part of the 62% of people that are not yet subscribed but still watch the channel, or maybe you're just tuning in here today, if you enjoyed this reaction, I really hope you consider hitting that button at the end and maybe even leaving a little like. I would really appreciate that. If you want to see the full-length, unedited reaction of this episode or any of the previous ones, you can check those out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, it gets you access to those as well. So one of the ways you help support us over here, help us work towards expanding our reactions and improving the quality of the videos that we bring you guys over here on the YouTubes. Along with that, you also get movie reactions that we have over there, where you actually get to suggest and then vote on what we add to that list each month. Monthly Q&As, behind-the-scenes footage, trying to make it worth your while since you guys are going out of your way to support us. But of course, I know nobody can do that. And a simple way you can help us out, though, is just by liking, commenting, subscribing, because it really does help us in the long run with that YouTube algorithm. That all said and down the way, guys, let's go ahead and hop into episode 11. Here we go. Hey!
I'm sorry, Excuse me.
Dr. Snow?
Okay, awesome.
Yes, thank goodness they finally checked the
Flashbacks.
sink. It's been leaking for weeks.
We'll see where that goes. I don't know if we'll see him in the present day. I hope so. In some form, maybe. Now, I will say that I knew Robbie Amell was going to be guest starring at some point. I will let you guys know. This is one of the things I've been trying not to say, and I'm pretty sure I've referenced it a few times that he's expected to return for a cameo or a guest starring role this season, but I didn't know in what capacity, when, where, none of that, how, for that matter. Well, we're getting some new flashbacks. So we'll see if it blossoms into more. Kind of hope it does, but we'll see. See if this whole Black Flame arc concludes in this, or if it carries on for a little bit longer.
I just build things, mind you, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like I'm a big kid. Instead of Legos, I'm using concrete and steel.
That's so cute. That's so sweet, man.
Me too. I mean, not when I was a little girl.
Was this their very first interaction? I'm guessing it is.
Dr. Snow?
It's Caitlin.
Yeah, okay. Aw.
Caitlin.
Man, I've missed Robbie, man.
I don't understand.
Save us.
How?
Memories in the snow.
Memories in the snow. Huh. Okay. I'm intrigued.
Oh my god.
All right, we're picking back up with this.
Iris. Okay, where's my mom? I don't know. Just tell me what happened.
Blink, 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 blink.
It's really hard to explain, but basically when it flares up, like it is right now, she loses time. It's not her fault. She can't control what happens. I'm calling Barry.
Oh. Fuck. Guys, get the hell out of that room. Sue, get away from Iris. Just leave her in her... Nope. I put her in a box. Leave her somewhere else. Sorry. Wouldn't be anywhere near that situation. I mean, it's kind of Iris's fault for going out of her way to do her thing, knowing the kind of repercussions that it could bring.
Looks like our not-so-friendly fire has been snacking on people's grief a lot longer than we thought. I just wish we knew where it was going to pop up next.
We find that connection.
We can figure out what this fire wants. It wants me.
We'll see how this goes.
Parker? Wait, you know her? Yeah, she's my yoga instructor. And I recognize them as well. Oh, we were all at a biochem conference together. We were panelists on an applied sciences lecture.
Someone in the comments actually called that Caitlin maybe knew indirectly or directly all these people that have been doing. And I did say myself that I think maybe it's actually trying to find Caitlin.
I know how this sounds, but it spoke to me. It was confused and jumbled, but it was him. It was Ronnie. I wasn't sure at first, but that's why I downloaded the data from when the fire was in the MCCU.
That's Hawking radiation. You can only pick up rads like that from inside a singularity.
Singularity.
Yep.
Ronnie, Professor Stein came together, made Firestorm, and then separated in that thing.
When Ronnie died, his brain was flooded with ACTH. Maybe when he was reborn as a sentient fire, that same process gave him an overwhelming attraction to the same hormone.
Because if we fuse one of Eva's chips to the splicer, it'll do all the heavy lifting by duplicating Ronnie's cells and coalescing another body form, right?
Like it did with Katie and me.
Like the mirror clones, kinda? Using that as a second body? Barry does not approve. Or he thinks she's getting too hopeful too soon.
All I'm saying is let's not jump to conclusions about everything that's been happening. You know, maybe we just slow down and make sure we're doing the right thing.
This is going to be another Barry's wrong episode.
What is it?
Marcus.
Yeah.
He has no idea what happened, and he deserves to know.
I think you should probably wait until there's a certainty here. This is all theoretical guesswork at the moment.
Now your dead husband's come back to life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of out of my wheelhouse.
I know they live in a fantastical world, but he believed that really easily.
For your safety, I think we should stop seeing each other. Just until I get Ronnie back.
Please, I'm not an idiot. There's no more us. And I've been broken up with before. It's just never due to resurrection. Yeah.
I mean, he's handling this pretty well, all things considered.
What are you doing down
Here's
here?
Barry checking on their backup
Your
plan.
RNA is integrated into the sphere. If this was really Ronnie, why is he coming back now? 7 years after he died.
I don't know.
Neither do I.
There's something fishy about it. Like, I do think, like, the whole, like, timeline doesn't quite add up. And, oh, Barry's not feeling out of it just to be proven wrong again.
Wow, you really are blowing up the internet.
Oh, just wait till my next episode.
I'm still alive and not muted. This conversation's awkwardly
Sharing
broadcast.
For this online, are you?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Broadcast,
Well,
you know.
I don't know about that.
Shout out to Wookie Lover 77, saving the world one drone at a time.
And that's great.
Chester, I think you need like a BRB screen, man. Pop that up for a minute.
Lands in the wrong hands.
Baby, I'm pretty sure supervillains have better things to do than watch my broadcast.
But if they found it, it could be a great place for them to get some good ideas and inside resources.
Maybe they shouldn't be able to resurrect the past on a whim. Death shouldn't be some kind of science experiment. It's a part of life, and it's finite. It's what my abuelita used to call Noche Más Negra, the blackest night.
Did we literally just get a Blackest Night name drop? It's a black flame. It's got a skull. We aren't... No. They're not going to Black Lantern us, are they? It can't be a Black Lantern, right? Don't get my hopes up like that, show. Don't do it. Set me free. Where's Caitlin?
Hey, Ronnie, could you feel him too?
Yeah, I could sense his anguish. It felt like he was begging me
To do what?
to set him free.
He wants to be put
I think that he
down.
wants to die.
Ah.
Caitlin, it's like Ronnie is in hell. And I truly believe that he came to us for help.
What if Cecile's right? She's the only one that's been able to form a true connection.
It was a dangerous way to word that.
Why are you so against this?
Because when I had a chance like this once, and it all came crashing down in the end because I refused to see the warning signs, because I didn't listen to my friends or my family.
Man, I really hope Barry's right in the end on this one.
I thought family was supposed to have your back no matter what. God knows we've all fallen in line for you and Iris on more than one occasion.
Oh, ooh. I mean, she's not wrong, but damn, that cuts. That's gotta cut. Okay. Sue's
Thank God
still
you're okay.
alive and still in this time. That's good.
Where's Tanya?
Well, I told her to stay away. Your time sickness is going ballistic. I figured it'd be better to keep her safe. I really think that we should get you to some labs. Don't.
It might happen to you too.
Oh, so now you're worried about hurting people?
What did you do to her?
Exactly what I'll do to you if you ever try to find me again.
She sent her to the Phantom Zone? What did she do to her?
We're gonna stop it. The only way we can.
You're gonna use the cold fusion sphere to trap it.
And end Ronnie's pain. Once and for all.
Going against Caitlin's wishes. Taking his own stand. Okay. See how that goes.
I had big plans too, all right?
Yeah, well, not like my plans. Mine were once in a generation, tell your grandkids, get down on one knee kind of plans.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You were gonna propose?
Spoilers.
Yes, because I love
Yeah, I
you
think he was
so
going
much,
to,
Ronnie
too.
Raymond. It freaks me out.
There's something just absolutely charming about the way Robbie Amell acts, man.
In that case,
Hold on.
Yeah, no. Yep.
Wait.
Ah.
My answer is yes, by the way.
I would hope so. That was cute. It was cheesy and gooey as fuck, but it was cute.
Barry wants to use the fusion sphere to help Ronnie die, and the team's on board. I'm not surprised after everything he said. I just never thought you'd go along with it. Look, when Ronnie died, you and me weren't even you and me. I was still in your subconscious. But even then, I could feel your pain, which is why I got this. But what about Barry? Sure, Barry's family, but your blood. And I will always have your back.
Something about this has to go wrong. Yeah, definitely just the wind. Why are they still standing there? Get the fuck out of there. Why are they just staring at it?
Everyone head for the park entrance. Keep going towards the brightest light you see. The rest.
Why were they even still just standing around that fire? Why didn't they just fucking book it?
This fear's heating up. I'm not sure how much longer I can hold this. You're almost.
Caitlin and Frost are gonna show up and interrupt Barry.
Frack, looks like there's more civilians incoming, and they're moving really, really fast.
Yep. That's Frost icing them over here, calling it. Yep.
You just destroyed our best shot at stopping this thing.
It's not a thing, it's my husband.
You're gonna get yourself killed.
We promised each other we'd spend our futures together. I'm keeping that promise.
The hell? Well, I'll be damned. Yep, fucking Barry's wrong.
You're okay. You're okay.
Man, it seems just too good to be true, though.
An occasional irregularity in his amygdala function that I haven't quite figured out, but it should improve when he gets his strength back. He's been through a lot. I guess it would be weird if he didn't.
Might want to keep an eye on that. That sounds kind of relevant. Okay. Okay, maybe Barry's not wrong? That doesn't sound good. That definitely sounds like something that'll pop back up.
Caitlin.
Yeah, wait, hold up. What about Cecile's thing, though? What's he sensed?
I don't know, my powers, they've never been so off before.
Yeah, it doesn't add
I just
up.
wish I knew why I got it so wrong.
Is it actually Ronnie though? Now that's the question I'm asking. Maybe Ronnie's in there, but whatever this primal thing is just using his body or atoms or something.
Where's Iris?
I don't know. I just know that she's missing. Another spike. Ronnie, we need to check your...
Okay, here we go. All right. Too good to be true. Barry was not wrong.
Ronnie?
I called you here to show you that I feel stronger than ever now.
Ronnie, you're scaring me.
That's probably because I'm not Ronnie.
Holy shit, it is! Deathstorm. It's Black Lantern. Fucking Firestorm. Holy shit. I mean, he's not a lantern, but that's the design from Blackest Night. They name dropped it in the episode, man. Dude, they are going out of their way not to reference any lantern shit directly. You know, we can't ever see the freaking ring of John's. And then they set this up here, gave it like an altered origin. But yeah, he's one of the ones that gets taken by the Black Lantern Corps and converted, one of the resurrected soldiers of the Black Lantern Legion. And I was like spot on, man. Hold on. I just want to check real quick. Black Lantern Firestorm. Yeah, man, that is straight up what he looks like. Holy crap, man. They just readjusted their origin to make it work in their universe. That's kind of, oh man, that has me hyped. That makes this whole thing kind of worth it, I think. So I knew Robbie was going to be in this season, but I wasn't sure to what extent. But I guess he's hanging around. He's he's this graphic novel's villain, and it's Black Lantern Firestorm. And Barry wasn't wrong. Barry wasn't wrong. He was right the whole time to trust his gut this time. See, that was the thing. Like, the whole Cecile thing wasn't adding up with everything else so far. And, like, I think the episode did a pretty good job at, like, pulling me and make me doubt at least everybody at one point or another. But Cecile's thing was the one that I kind of forgot midway through until, like, the later part. It just seemed, like I said, too good to be true. But then again, like, I forgot how long this graphic novel is supposed to be. So I was partly thinking that maybe this would have been the last episode and it would have concluded with Ronnie returning and he would be in subsequent episodes, possibly. But guess not. I think somebody actually said this graphic novel is supposed to run up until, I think, episode 14? I think I'm remembering a comment from the previous video when I also brought this up before. So I guess they were right. Because this definitely is leaving room for, I mean, if we got 3 more episodes, then more than likely, yeah, this is something that's going to linger for a little bit. So I'm excited, man. This is awesome. That definitely is going to present quite the challenge to have this evil death firestorm for them to fight. Manipulated Caitlin into giving it exactly what it wanted, which is kind of funny because in a couple episodes, didn't I say when they talked about using the Time Force sphere thing that they made, Time Force, Speed Force sphere that they designed and retrofitted to work on capturing this black flame? Didn't I say I thought that they were going to use the Firestorm Matrix? Well, lo and behold, it's circled right back into the plot to here. And that had they done what I suggested earlier, we would have had this evil Ronnie sooner. So it's not Ronnie, it's just made from the echo of Ronnie during that explosion. That's why it's kind of got his memories, probably even his DNA molecules that were extinguished or part of the singularity when it disrupted and collapsed upon itself that created this thing. So it's like an echo of Ronnie himself. just full of chaos, rage, anguish, and death. And it looks rad as fuck, man. On top of that, Iris got booped herself this time. Tenya came in there all rageful and just kind of like yoink, popped her to who knows where. I mean, if it lines up with her powers in the comics, and from what we've seen in Young Justice, she may have very well sent her to the Phantom Zone, because that's where her powers come from. It allows her to kind of shift in and out of planes and through objects. Kind of like how Nightcrawler on the X-Men travels. When he teleports, he's not just disappearing and reappearing. He's entering hell and exiting hell at a different point in time. That's why every time he does it, there's that smoke and the smell of brimstone. Is because he's teleporting, he's traveling through hell and coming out somewhere else. So it's kind of like maybe it's a similar vibe here, but like with Firestorm or Deathstorm as they're calling him here, they could be rearranging that origin, and who knows, her powers could not be connected to the Phantom Zone at all. But if they are, that would be really interesting to see if maybe they pull from either Supergirl, maybe have like a guest star come from over there, come help with that whole thing, or better yet, given what Todd Helbing has said recently, we very well could see some Superman, Lois, and Flash crossover, which I would really love. He did say that we will finally have a definitive answer at the end of this season on where it stands as far as the Arrowverse, even though there's too much evidence in the show itself to not know where it is exactly. I mean, hell, we had Diggle over there talking about Oliver and talking about Crisis and doppelgangers and alternate Earths and all that stuff. So it's there, but I think they're leaning into possibly a tease, because he did say that, you know, he was a former showrunner with Flash and that he loves working with that crew. So here's hoping. I don't want to get my hopes up, you know, especially considering the way things are kind of riding out. But, you know, go big or go home. If Flash is coming to an end, they're running out of time to do some of this stuff, man. That said, Dion would have been very useful in this moment. They need him to have like a pager or a cell phone or something to come help with this situation. Though I do think this is Iris's fault. Like, I get she wants to help people, but her running around is more dangerous to anyone and everyone around her. That, like, I get her desire, her drive, but it's kind of very extremely irresponsible for her to go out and do what this did, because she just blips somebody either out of the we don't even know if she's erasing people from the timeline or if she's displacing them to a different point in time. We don't know. That's why she needs to probably talk to Dion and figure this stuff out. Dion might even be able to find her by scouring the timeline and bring her back here, and maybe this whole thing with Tenya could have been avoided. But yeah, we'll see where that whole thing goes. Yeah, man, it was fun having Robbie Amell back for a little bit. Like, it's always fun for me seeing some people come back from the glory days of like the Arrowverse and all that. Man, I got a lot of love and attachment to his character in this universe, and Ronnie, and just Firestorm in general. Just seeing him come back in some flashbacks, some added scenes, to kind of expand upon their relationship we didn't really ever get to see. I don't know. It was just nice. It was a nice little treat, a little fan service, but I like it. And now he's just straight up the villain of this arc. That's fucking awesome. And lo and behold, I was a doubter for a while, even though I knew Robbie Amell was going to be in the season somewhere. I was still a doubter in the comments, and everybody was like, I think it might be Ronnie. And I was like, even so, I was like, it took a little convincing that I think maybe it is. But I was kind of like against that thought process for a little while, because it didn't seem like it added up to me. It seemed like that was like a red herring to make us think it might be alluding to Ronnie, but it ended up, yeah, it ended up being Ronnie. Well, Ronnie and not Ronnie, but, man, I don't know. Just now listening to myself, I'm wondering how many times I've said Robbie and how many times I've said Ronnie, and in the right context. Robbie Amell playing Ronnie Raymond. So similar. So easy to mix up those names. And I know I've done it before. I think I've been called out on it once or twice in the past. Yeah, it was fun. I'm curious to see where this is going to go, man. Yeah. Black Lantern Firestorm. Holy shit. Now that's somebody that's going to cause some trouble, and I really hope that they commit to like making him a threat and putting up a good fight against the Flash and the team. So we'll see how it goes, guys. What did you think of this episode? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Feel free to join us in our Discord. We can talk about it there as well. Remember, if you want to see the full-length reaction to this, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, it gets you access to those also. And speaking of, before you go, I want to shout out our channel legends: Manny Sherritt, Ryan Karen, Philly Vane, Yori Korskov, Margaret Grace, Mary Bradley, Nate Prouty, and Melita. Thank you guys, as always, for your continued support. That's it for this episode of The Flash, and I'll see you all next week for the next one. Take care, everybody.